So I'm going to go into these 9 thought models one by one. And as I complete each model, I want all of you to also, share in the comment box on how you can implement this for your own business. So I don't want this to be just me giving you the models here, but let's also brainstorm together and choose panelists and attendees when you comment, so everyone can read your comments as well. Okay. So the first part is clearly defined goals. And this is like a no-brainer because we keep talking about this goal card, writing your goals on a daily basis, stranger's secret, having that focus. And this is like the starting point of any business, because if you do not know where you want to go, you can go anywhere, and anywhere is not a destination. You have to have a very clear, a well-defined next goal where you want to reach. Okay. And here in that podcast, these are the 5 dimensions of goals that you can set. So one is you can have your own goal, your spiritual goals, which for me, according to me, it is like the number 1 priority. Okay. Then comes the health goals, because if you're not healthy, then you cannot do anything else. Then your personal goals, your passion goals, what really drives you. Then comes your family goals, your relationship goals, and then comes your business and wealth goals. Okay. So how many of you have actually set clear, defined goals in all 5 areas? Just type 5 out of 5, and you can just put whatever number. If it's like 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, all of you type in the comment box. Where do you stand in terms of these goals? Okay. And the way that I approach a goal setting for in this particular framework is, again, getting ideas from the book, The One Thing. Okay. So I was looking at what is the one thing I can do to really make my spiritual life much more stronger. Okay. So you can do multiple things for spirituality, right? The spirituality is an ocean. So what is the one thing that you can do? So if I have to ask you one thing for you personally, what is the one thing that you can do? Let's go through this one by one. Okay. If you have to do one thing to strengthen your spiritual side, what will that one thing be? Meditation. Yes. Some of you wanted to go into service. Like for me, it's I do japa meditation. So that's my morning routine. Yeah. So you can decide that, and please note that down right now in your notepads. Okay. As we're discussing this, I wanted to like set that into your routine. Okay. So in some of you, it could be service, it could be meditation, it could be reading, whatever process that you believe in, anything that feeds your soul. Okay. Hearing lectures, prayer. Fantastic. Okay. Each one of you would have your own processes of doing gratitude. There are different processes of meditation. So you can take whatever you want. Yeah, some of you want to do more service, devotional service. Okay, great. Next, if you have to do one thing to be healthy and to keep your body in optimum level, what is the one thing that you will do? Fantastic. Venus is workout 2 hours a day. Amazing. For some of you, it's yoga. For some of you, it's zero sugar. For some of you, it's like do it early, like wake up early, jog. Okay. Quit smoking. All of you who are smokers and stuff, this is your time to actually make that decision. Go for it. Okay. It's a switch. Some of you may or may not know this, but yeah, I used to smoke a lot. I used to smoke in my college days. It is a 1-day decision. It is a 1-day decision. I think it was in 2000. When was it? 2001. I started smoking. Okay, until 2005. 2005. One morning I woke up. I just decided, and it was gone. That's it. Okay. Yeah, Shipra. Many people don't know my other side. Okay, I've abused my body like crazy. I've been in the music industry. I was a DJ. I should drink. I should smoke. I've done drugs. I've done all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, and that was my other avatar, which I completely transformed out of and doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So spirituality really helped. Okay, so body and health. Number 3 is besides business, what do you think? What's the one thing that you can do to fuel your passion? Do any of you have any other passion area? Like for me, it's music. For me, I love to make music. Okay, so put that into your list. Gardening for Dinas, biking, writing, traveling, painting, movies. Okay, trekking, running, teaching. Yeah, you need to feed that side of yourself, which is not just the business side. In fact, this 7-day trip that I went for was because I wanted to really feed that side of me, which was craving for, that exploration and spiritual. Like I went in we went to some temples that were uh, constructed even before Lord Rama's time. How many of you have heard of this king called Sibi Chakravarti? How many of you heard of him? Yeah, you've heard of him? Just do a look up on this. Okay. So I went to this place called Madurai, and I went to this place. I don't know the place, the name of the place. I forget. But it is like a huge, literally like a palace, like a fort, which was constructed in so many thousands of years back, and I was really craving for that kind of exploration. Okay. And that is one of my passion areas. So it is connected to spirituality, but it's also exploration of culture and things like that. So those of you who have those areas, just go and do just do that thing. Every quarter or every 3-4 months, just go and explore, because those are the things that can really, it'll feed you as a person. Okay, family. What's the one thing that you can do to improve your relationships? Eating meals together. Yeah, families that eats together, prays together, stays together. You've seen that. You've heard that. Better communication, appreciate more, listen more, have deeper talks, quality time. Fantastic. Not just looking at the mobile or TV. Exactly, Ankit. I think that's a big one. Like, that screen time is not family time. Yeah. Forgiveness, respect for each other, surprise gifts. In fact, also understanding one of the 5 love languages. How many of you know about the 5 love languages? Just type I in the comment box. So you need to find out what is the love language that is that your partner has or your family members have. Okay, just do a research on this. The 5 love languages. There are only 5 areas in which you can express your love to any member close to you. And once you know what is your love language, then you can resonate with that, and even you'll know what is your love language. Okay, for some people it is acts of service. For some people it is words of appreciation. It is gifts. It is what else? It's physical touch. And Gary Chapman. Yeah, just go and do a research on this. It's really, really awesome. Okay, number 5 is business. When it comes to wealth creation, what's the one thing that you are going to do, or what's the one thing that you can do to grow it? I know there are multiple subtopics under this, but what's the one thing which is the most important for you? Type that in the comment box. Yes, TWCGO, customer focus, planning your day, flywheel model implementation. So there's different perspectives here. Yeah, it's good. Value addition. Yeah, saying no to multiple things, pick the ones that the most important. Fantastic. So whatever are the one things, right? Just, I hope all of you have noted that down in your notepad. If you have noted that down, just type noted in the comment box, because this is what you mean by a clearly defined goal. You can go deeper into goals, like your number goals, your health goals, like how many steps. Some people want to do like 10,000 steps every day. Some people want to do, like for me in Japa, I do 16 rounds of Japa every single day. That takes 90 minutes to finish. So that's a very specific goal. So the more specific you go into it, the better it is. Yeah. 2 is the second thought model for quantum growth is long-term thinking. So when it comes to long-term thinking, there's a whole bunch of points here. So long-term thinking in terms of relationships, long-term thinking in terms of what food you put into your body, long-term thinking in terms of exercise, spiritual practice, investing, learning, parenting by being a good example yourself, and reading. See, all of these are things that can actually feed. All these things feed our life. Okay, and would you agree with me that in all these areas, there are also short-term decisions that can be made? Yes or no? Yeah. Like for example, food. You want to have fast food. Exercise. You want to go on some high HIIT stuff just for a short span of time, and then it's not a lifestyle. It's just like a short-term fix. Okay. Same thing with spirituality, with relationships also, like short-term relationship versus long-term relationship. Investing, making like cryptocurrency is a big thing right now, right? So everybody like put all your money there. So things like this, thinking long-term there's no doubts that you're going to win, even if the returns may not be visible right now. Learning also, are you going to learn something which is going to really feed you long-term? Okay. Does this make sense? Yeah. Just that MS. Yeah. Makes sense. So this is the second aspect. The third one is, this is what Sam Owens, he shares a lot about this. He talks about, you got to project victors and options. You got to project, like, we make business projections into the future, like what's going to be happening if we make this decision, then what can happen next based on the data that's there from the past. So if you're going to be projecting uh, that you're going to do 2 webinars per week for the next 3 months, so that's 2 into 4, 12 per month into 3 months is 36 webinars. So you project that, and then you have to map. You can actually map that in reverse. Just hold on one second, guys. Okay, that was just my son. Okay. Okay. So you got to project into the future in terms of your victors and also options. If something goes wrong, what else can you do next? Okay. And this is something, if you're able to spend time, like for example, these are the different things that we noted the last time when I was doing the research. Uh, One is collaborative events, like the whole DMA and the Digital Master Alliance came out of projecting victors. Like, what can we do for exponential growth? So collaborate and do more events together, influence more people. Okay, nurture your community, uh, bring up your own social initiatives, transformative masterminds, uplift collective consciousness. These are just notes that I took. Okay, so all of you can just uh, pick the ones that resonate with you. Transformation in personal lifestyle and income, helping people grow, contributing to the nation's economy, influencing the environment. So all of these are points that I noted down. And for each of these points, you can project into the future and look at different options of what you can do. Okay. So it's all about looking into the future and then reverse engineering the whole thing to move forward. And in case it does not work, have like a backup of what you can do next. Okay. Have you noted all this down? Just type noted in the comment box. So for me, at least once in a week or once in 2 weeks, I like to spend time just on thinking about what is to come. Okay. In fact, I would recommend, if you're able to spend 10 to 20% of your time thinking about what is to come. Even Jeff Bezos talks about this principle. Even Amazon as a company, 80% of the time they're focusing on what's to be done right now, but 20% of the time is focused on what is to come. Like they project into the future in all the different areas. Number 4 is calculate half-life decisions. Okay. There's a concept called dividends versus decay. Every decision that you make can either give you more dividends or it decays. For example, television. Okay. The decision is a very small decision. There's a brand new Samsung 42-inch television. Let's go buy it. Okay. Latest technology or whatever. It's a smart TV, LED, QLED, whatever. They've got all these new things that's coming out. But how many of you let's go deeper into this. Can you tell me what are the second and third degree consequences of this one decision of buying a TV? Okay. The most basic one was, okay, you spend more money. Okay. What's going to happen? Because you have you got a nice big TV, you're going to get into binge watching. Yeah, absolutely. And by you watching more of television, maybe you have such a beautiful TV, so you've got to catch up on all those Netflix TV shows and stuff. And it can also affect your consciousness. It can also affect your main thing that you're supposed to do. It's going to take you away from your bigger goal. Okay. Yeah. You lose your health, lethargic attitude, depreciating value. We become idiot box. Yes. Eye problems, family suffers. You have less time for the family. You have more time for this and everything else. So the decision it's a very small decision, but in the long term, there is decay. And this is what he talks about, like calculate the half-life decisions. I do not know why he used the word half-life, but like, is it really going to help you move forward, or it's going to help you move backward? I mean, it's going to move you in the reverse direction. So same thing applies even in self-education, friendships, investing, and choosing your mentors as well. Okay, so I would say, even when it comes to choosing mentors, lesser the better. Like I only have 3 mentors: Vic, Sam, and Blair Singer. I love to take ideas from different places, but the core concepts I like to just follow the people that I resonate with the most. Again, when I choose mentors, the reason I chose Vic is because one is he's getting results. Two is I'm able to resonate with his value system, family oriented, spiritually oriented, long term thinking. Exact same replica I could see even in Sam Owen's thought process, even though I do not know if Vic has learned from Sam Owens, but their philosophy of life, their philosophy of business was something that I was able to totally resonate with. It was completely away from a very fame focused approach to a freedom focused approach. So freedom is, it's more about quality life, and money is just a byproduct. Customer first, great customer experience, great quality products, not just pushing products, just not just marketing all the time, not just being salesy all the time, but delivering value. Go and look at their videos. Many of you have seen Sam Owens videos. It goes like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, in-depth concepts, in-depth principles, not just flashy surface level information. So all of this stuff, I was able to, I chose the mentors based on that. And again, Blair Singer, someone who's not very active online, but in the offline world, he's a leader of leaders. He's like the teacher of teachers. He's done it for decades. And those are the elements that I was able to pick in terms of mentorships. And does this make sense? Yeah. All of you just type makes sense once more in the comment box. So the fourth concept is all about decision making, dividends versus decay. And the more you can differentiate between these and make those decisions, your quantum growth, quantum leap, they say, right, is definitely possible. Number 5 is related to the first. The point number 4 is again second order consequences. Sam Owens talks about contemplation. He gives an example of social media addictions. Yeah. These are some of the points that I noted. Okay. There's something called brain beta mode, fear of missing out, anxiety, wasting of time, eye problems, jealousy, seeking attention, stress, fake presumptions, poor decision making affects relationships. That's why social media, even social dilemma. How many of you have seen the movie Social Dilemma? Just type me. If you have not, just type not. It's a little disturbing. It's a Netflix documentary, but it's important that all of you are aware of where this is going. Okay, even though I'm a digital marketer, I want all of us to propagate and build digital communities and things like that, but I want to do it in a different way, because the way the world is going, the big communities like the Facebook and the Twitter, it's evolving into something which is not serving humanity at large. And I do not know if you're feeling this or you're sensing it yourself, but just watch that documentary so you'll be able to understand better. That's why I don't have any social media apps on my phone. I've removed it. Whenever I have to do stuff, I do it online, but still I need to run ads. I need to do all this stuff to build communities like this. Yes, we are spending time digitally. We are having our own network. We are having our own communities, but it's very constructive. It is not destructive or even self-destructive. Okay. So that's the fifth point here for quantum growth. Number 6 is consider dependencies and sequencing. Dependencies are more like, if you have to make a decision, what are the dependencies around that? So if you have to, say, create a course, maybe you need to get the basic technology, gadgets, and software to get this done, or you may need a video editing team. Those are dependencies. And sequencing is in what order should it be done. And that's why I also have this whole hackathon concept, because I wanted to sequence the whole launch phase, and then you get into the money making phase after that. So here he gives the example of what are the high impact activities and how you can outsource the pain areas. So for me, the high impact activities are selling through webinars, tribe building. What we are doing here is a part of my tribe building process, recording videos and podcasts. Because these are my high impact activities. Running ads used to be a high impact activity. Now I've outsourced that. Before I used to edit all the videos myself. Now that since I'm making money, I've outsourced that as well. So I can focus more of that time into contemplation and digesting the information that I'm learning on a daily basis. So initially you may need to do everything yourself, and that's what I would recommend. But then slowly outsource the things that are your pain areas, so that you as a knowledge giver, you can focus more of your energies into content creation, tribe building, and selling. These are like the top 3 activities for you. Yeah. How many of you have noted this? Just type noted in the comment box. Number 7 is you need to look at your input and output symmetry in your business. Like for me, it is, I think I shared this even earlier on, is till now I've put 3 crores in, I've pulled 13 crores out in my overall business in 26 months. So the input output symmetry is close to 4x. Without any office, without any employees, without any major dependencies. Like I do not have a big team. I do not have any, big infrastructure and stuff. Like whatever money that I've spent on my business has been reinvesting it back into tools, into automation, into ads. Primarily it is into advertising. That's like the biggest component of my expenses or investment in my business, you have to call it. And he talks about something called the red queen effect. How many of you have heard about this concept called the red queen effect? Just type I know. If you don't, just type I don't. Let me so just go do a research on this. I've not gone in depth, but just to look at a Google example is the red queen effect is a metaphor used in business world to describe the unsuccessful efforts of a company to get ahead of its competition. Companies typically research or study the competition and then implement strategies to boost their company sales and profits. Okay. So what Sam he talks about is, rather than looking at competition as competition, is to create something of your own. Like like every decision that I'm making in this community here is based on the feedback that I'm getting from all of you. And I don't even consider competition. There's no competition for me, because I'm unique in this world. You're unique in this world. If everyone is doing it, everyone is unique. It's an abundant world. So, but there are a lot of companies who make every decision based on what others are doing. Okay, you can take ideas. You can definitely take ideas. Like I'm looking at Vic's ideas. I'm looking at Sam's ideas. I'm looking at other people's ideas. But technically, it's not about competition here. It is about adapting and making it and repackaging it in my own way, okay, which is unique to me. So it's a pretty interesting concept for you to go and check it out. Okay, let's have some water. How many of you are with me till this point? Just type with you in the comment box. Yeah. Yes. Fantastic. Now, each of these concepts, you can spend time doing research on it, because I just noted down based on the notes that I took while going through the podcast in this one. Okay. The other thing is he talks about the risk and ease of undoing. So whatever decision that you make in your business, you need to have that flexibility to undo it. So in case I know something is not working for me, I should be in a position to undo that quickly and to be open and transparent. That's why when you're building your own communities, if you're making decisions, if you're launching something new, if you say you're going to do something, and if you do that thing, and if you see that it's not really serving the community, you should be so transparent with your community to say that, okay, this is not working, we're going to go back to it. And there have been a few situations like that in our own community in the last 20 months, that decisions that I've made have not helped, and I've stepped one step back and undid what I did. So this is also something which is an important factor of for quantum growth. You need to be flexible to switch. All of you just type flexibility in the comment box, because when you're rigid and when you say this is the only way, or this is the only way it has to be done, that's where the problems arise. It may be a good system, you may have a good system, but if you feel that the system is a little outdated, or the system needs an upgrade, you got to do that. And that's why I actually went back to the drawing board and redid all my videos, redid all the courses. And it's, in one sense, I was just undoing what I did earlier on, okay, or improving the whole system. And I want all of you to think about this entire journey as it's like an organism. Your entire business is like an organism. So when you are when you are building your community, like any organism, there will be different situations that can arise. Like like an organism falls sick. There could be viruses in the community. There could be weeds that need to be removed. That you need to nourish the business. So let's go deeper into this concept. Now, can you give me an example of what are the potential uh, weeds or viruses that could enter your business? Give me some examples. Okay, weeds. I want you to imagine your entire business as an organism, as a living being, a living thing, and what do you think can affect the health of this organism? Okay, procrastination, fear, indigestion. Yes, that could also, like indigestion, giving too much of information or whatever, where you're not taking it step by step. Fear of reputation, fear, negative thinking, bad ROI on ads, slow adaptation. Yeah, slow adaptation is a big one. There could be a churn in the people. Okay, stagnation, not following a code of honor, not having a value system, comparison, lack of consistency, fear of copying, fear of moving forward, a lot of fears, right? Loss, lack of energy. Yes, only money minded, not value focused, slow in implementation. All of these uncertainties, all of these are the okay. Now let's flip the switch. What do you think can nourish and build the immunity of your business as an organism? What are the immunity boosters for your business? Clarity, speed of implementation, consistency, helicopter view. Like you need to have that 33,000 feet above the ground view in your business, and you need to also go down to the granular level of decision making. Both need to be there. Like you need to have a telescope and a microscope. Both are important. Repetition, promotion, flexibility, courage, clarity, action taking, momentum. Consistency. All of these are points here. Okay, all very good points. I think all of you have mentioned this over here. So the way that I look at this entire business is like it will go through its seasonal ups and downs, and you need to be quick at identifying what is the pain and get to the root of the problem. Okay, root of the problem. So I like to like if I see something is arising a little bit in the community, like there's some things which are not following the code of honor value system, I like to nip it at the bud itself. Okay, so you need to have the awareness also. Awareness is also an important thing for you to understand how your community is growing, how your business is growing. See that there are two approaches to the knowledge business. One is like the program based model. How many of you are doing more like a program based model? A program based model is where you are you're selling a 1-day program or a 3-day program, and there is an end to the cycle. Just type me in the comment box if you are doing a program based approach. Yeah, so you're doing a free webinar, then you're getting them to a 1-day event or a 2-day event along with courses, and then there is an end to it. Okay, but if you look at the model that I'm running here, and many of you here are in this zone as well, is it's a perpetual model. Like this never ends. How many of you are in this community model? Just type community in the comment box. Like even in the program based model, you will be building small communities and tribes, but usually there's an end to the whole process. Okay, so in a community based approach, you need to have a much more awareness of this business organism, and only then you can make the decisions, because it'll keep growing. Okay, it'll keep growing and it'll keep evolving into something, and you always need to be mindful of, is this really growing into something that's really adding value to the world, or is it growing into some monster? Okay, you'll be able to sense that as it's growing. So that's why these are some of the concepts I'm going to share in the tribe building formula. I'm just putting together all my thoughts on that, yet to be launched. But it's a very different lifelong approach, because this is it's a lifelong commitment that I'm making to the community, that I'm there to show up every single week, and it's going to have an exponential growth curve down the line. Even for all of you here, if you're just sticking to that one thing or the one path, even though the path may evolve into different things, how many of you here are sure that 10 years, 15 years from now, like it can take a totally different turn altogether in terms of your growth? Yes or no? Like I look at Amazon as a classic example. 1997 they started. They only started with books. Today, they're the number one company in the world. Why? They stuck to one thing. The models kept evolving, but their core never changed. So most people who just stick to that ground for long enough, that hockey stick growth will definitely happen. Yeah. And for that, you also need to have that risk and ease of undoing. Okay, the final thought model is counteract, troughs with inverse curves. Okay, so this is more of a Sam Owens concept. Okay, how many of you know about crests and troughs? Just type I know if you know about this. If you don't, just type not sure. Let's look at this. Back to school. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I didn't understand this ever in my, I understood it, but never took it seriously in my school days. When I was doing my sound engineering, I learned more about amplitude and frequency and all that stuff. Okay. So a crest is the peak and the troughs are the bottom end of the whole, spectrum. And that's how your business will also go. Okay. Now, if you look at the way that, my business has grown, it has been a series of crests and troughs, but overall the graph is going up. Okay, overall the graph is growing up, and every time there's a trough, like if I do a big revenue month, in the next month it goes down, then I look at and I analyze the patterns of the previous month, like what exactly happened. Like there was, after April, for a good few months it went down, like 3 months it went down, 1 2 3 months it was in the bottom end. Then last month it again hit it went right on the top. Like this month is going to be a little bit more of a chill month for me because I traveled for 10 days and for 7 days. So revenue wise, I may not be hitting it like last month, but I'm cool with it. So he talks about this concept on how you can counteract the troughs with inverse curves by bringing in the crests by doing launches. Like in my case, I do launches every 3 to 6 months, or I increase the price. And that's why last month I had it was my second biggest month ever. Okay. From the time that I started, because on October 10th, that was a cutoff date. We had a lot of people who went and upgraded to diamond and gold. And all of you need to start thinking on those lines. Okay. It is not just doing the same thing all the time. Yes, I am doing the same thing all the time in terms of webinars, weekly webinars, twice in a week, all of that is happening. But you also need to conceptualize every 3 to 6 months to either increase your price or add a new product, and to create some kind of a launch and excitement for counteracting the troughs with inverse curves. Okay. If this was a bulb on moment for you, just type bulb on in the comment box. Yeah. This is a very, very important part of this game, which not many people are able to see, but this is a pretty interesting one. Yeah. Ketan is asking, so last month I think I did around 1.22 CR. Okay, it was a big month. That was the highest that I've gone. I think I've done till now 4 times I've crossed the 1 CR mark in a single month. It is only during these counteracting the troughs with inverse curves. Okay, so you have to go about it in this way. Okay, this month will be a much lesser month, month for sure. I think this month is projecting at 40 to 50. That's been like the average thing with the ad spends that I'm doing right now. Okay, and my ad spends per month right now is around 10 to 15 lakhs per month, which is, I'm getting 4x ROI in my overall ad spends. But now with the whole festive season, the ads have gone through the roof, so I may not be doing at 4x also. So I'll have to counteract the troughs with inverse curves, thinking about other ideas. So that's the part of the game. So how many of you found this particular segment useful? These 9 thought models, do you think these 9 models can help you achieve that quantum growth? Just type quantum in the comment box, because these it may seem like very simple concepts. Take a snapshot of this if you have to. Go back to the drawing board. Look at which areas you need to tweak, or which screws you need to tighten in your own business. or even in your personal life. And I can just guarantee you one thing, 178 of you here watching, next year your business is not going to be the same. If you can feel it, just type "can feel it" in the comment box. Like, if you implement this, your business will not be the same in the next 12 months. Next year at the same time, those of you implement this, it's not going to be the same.
Emotional freedom coach.
I'm a leadership coach for working professionals.
A life skills trainer and a mindset coach.
I'm a performance step-up specialist.
I'm a Reiki master.
A technopreneur coach and founder of C3.
I'm a smart life financial mentor.
I'm a smart study coach.
I help students to build their confidence with effective communication. This ensures them to achieve greater heights in their career.
I help youngsters who have just started their career enhance performance.
I help people by teaching them Reiki and mind power techniques.
I help graduates and working professionals to onboard and master AWS Cloud Platform for better prospectors.
I help my clients make smart and informed choices about their money so that they can live a healthy and a wealthy life.
I help students to upgrade their memory so they can get more marks and they can excel in their studies.
A mission to help millions of people heal their difficult emotions and start living their desired life. A transformed life which is full of happiness, inner happiness, joy, peace, and lots of inner strength.
I'm a leadership coach for working professionals. I teach them leadership skills so that they can become brilliant leaders of the future.
My mission is to help 100,000 students decode their success, and I impact lives for a true transformation.
My mission is to help 1 lakh youngsters achieve performance 5-star rating.
Now my mission is to help 10,000 people to live a happy and fulfilling life using the power of Reiki.
I'm on a mission to help 1 million professionals and make them AWS Cloud champions.
On a mission to create an impact on 100,000 people and help them live a healthy, wealthy and prosperous life.
My mission is to impact 100,000 students so that they can upgrade their memories, get more marks and excel in their studies. Dear friends, if you are someone who is sitting on the fences in a confusion, whether should I go for it or not, I would highly recommend you just go for it.